Howdy, it's Jim Murado, and this is April, actually I know the exact date, it's April 2nd, 2022. We're in the Red River Gorge, and specifically we're at the Gladie Visitor Center. They had their grand reopening on this day. This visitor center closed when COVID happened, and it remained closed for a couple of years. And they have reopened it, which is great. In fact, we drove by here. I put up another video elsewhere on my YouTube channel driving around the Red River Gorge, and we kind of drove past it a month or two earlier. Feel free to look up that video elsewhere. But they've reopened this visitor center, and it is just perfect. It's exactly what I want when I'm visiting a park. As far as the visitor center goes, they have a nice little museum, lots of educational stuff, nice open windows to look out and see what's going on. They have a great gift shop. I'll talk about more of that later. In fact, I'll let you just kind of look around with me as I'm looking around through their museum area, which has a lot of, informational boards. You kind of loop around almost in a spiral direction and see what they have, and kind of read about the history of the gorge and what's happened here. Again, this was their grand reopening, though. They kind of made this a really special day, and I enjoyed it quite a bit. Oh, I love that placard there. The way you've got the changing image there as you change your where you're standing. Anyway, yeah, so they actually had live music this particular evening. They had the reptile zoo here too, but I wanted to put up a quick video kind of earlier in the day just to show first the visitor center itself and the little museum area. They've got some great hands-on stuff over here too. I wanted to mention their gift shop. I don't think I really filmed the gift shop. Oh yeah, look at those pelts and skulls and bones, skin there. Yeah, and you can just kind of really take all that in. Very open, very hands-on here. Friendly staff here. We just had a really nice day here. We were here, we probably hung out here probably a bit over an hour. This is a cozy visitor center too. They have a little fireplace, and this is just a nice place to come and relax if you're in this neck of the woods. Anyway, there's a few things I wanted to specifically mention as you look around the museum, as I'm walking around. I did get a brochure about the Gladie Visitor Center, and I'll read the front of it to you just to give you a little info. The Gladie Visitor Center, operated in partnership with the U.S. Forest Service, is your gateway to great information and adventures within the Red River Gorge and beyond. The Gladie Visitor Center, nestled in the Red River Gorge within the Daniel Boone National Forest, is your first stop for over 40,000 acres of camping, backpacking, hiking, and boating. There are over 100 natural sandstone arches within the gorge, and because of the multitude of sandstone cliffs and wall faces, this area has become home to some of the best rock climbing in the world. Within the visitor center, you'll find area information, safety notifications, trail maps, and souvenirs to commemorate your trip to this amazing natural area. Looking for a quick stretch of the legs? Gladie has 2 short nature trails that will begin to introduce you to the wider world of the Red River Gorge. Make the drive to Gladie, and you'll be in for the adventure of a lifetime. So yeah, that was from their brochure. On this particular day, like I said, they were kind of making it festive. They were giving out free stickers and other free items. As I left, they asked me if I had a dog, which I do, and they gave me one of those cool kind of flashlight. It's a flashlight where you can also put bags, for your dog to collect their waste in. It was pretty nice little item. And they also gave me a really cool kind of a wood carved Christmas ornament of the visitor center, which I would have paid $10 for that easy. I mean, it was just a cool item, and they gave those to me just to be nice which I thought was pretty cool. I did drop some coin in their gift shop because they had, cool T-shirts, stickers, books, other items, and some pins. They had some Smokey Bear pins and patches. I thought that was really cool, and I'll show them on the video a little bit later. But Smokey Bear was actually there for photo ops, and of course I got my picture taken with him. I've been spending a lot more time out at the gorge lately. Just enjoy being there. And okay, you'll have to forgive me. I took a picture while I was filming. Pretend like you didn't see that. I should have edited that out. But yeah, we've been here quite a bit lately. I've enjoyed going to, especially the Daniel Boone coffee shop. That place is great. And just enjoyed walking around kind of randomly. Just a great area for that. I did recently discover there is a podcast devoted to the Red River Gorge. It's called Tread the Red. And if you're not listening to that podcast, you sure should, because it's really nice. It's hosted by Rachel and her boyfriend, and they talk about trails that they go on. They actually interview some of the people around the gorge. It's just a really pleasant podcast, and I haven't listened to every episode, but I've just kind of discovered it. It's very amateur, very DIY, and it has a lot of heart. And I was thinking, man, you know what? I wish there was a similar podcast for the Cumberland Gap, for Mammoth Cave. But there's not podcasts just for those much more bigger and well-known attractions. But for this great state park in Kentucky, there is a podcast dedicated to it. And again, it's not with a lot of heart. If you're going to do a podcast devoted to the Red River Gorge, your audience is not going to be massively huge. I've noticed that they don't mention a Patreon or, please send us money or anything like that. They do have an Etsy page with reasonably priced artwork and stickers and things like that. But they're obviously just doing it for the love of the gorge, and I really admire that. I want to just mention that, if you listen to podcasts, there is a Red River Gorge podcast, Tread the Red, and I like what they're doing. Also wanted to mention, while I was here at the Gladie Visitor Center, I came kind of early in the morning, and I noticed one of the rangers had one of the Don Fig books out. Don F. Fig. He was a search and rescue ranger kind of guy who is no longer with us. But he wrote a couple of books that have recently been reissued, and you can find them, I know, at the Daniel Boone Coffee Shop, the Gorge Underground, I think their gift shop has them. And there's 2 volumes. One is So That Others Might Live, and that's specifically about search and rescue in the gorge, and also Tales of the Red River Gorge, which has kind of some folky collected stories about the area in it. Both books, they're paperback. They're $25 a pop. And at first you might think that's a tad pricey, but it is not. The proceeds are donated to help, I believe, search and rescue in the area. And these are really well done books. If you're into the gorge area, these are must-have books. They're also kind of amateurish. An editor might have helped, but that lack of an editor kind of adds to the charm and sincerity of these books. And yeah, there's actually not a lot of material out there on the Red River Gorge, especially as far as books go. And I just love these 2 books. I read them both pretty quick. I'm probably going to read them again because I enjoyed them that much. But anyway, I saw one of the rangers reading this book at the visitor center, and I said, "Hey, who's reading the Don Fig book?" And they mentioned that Don actually was instrumental in helping get the visitor center there and had a big part to do with it in the first place. Again, I'm learning so much more about the gorge every time I go down. Yeah, so I thought that was really cool. And what was even more cool, and I was unaware of this, but his Don's Don's wife was actually going to be there cutting a ribbon to open the center later in the day. So yeah, her name's Susie Fig, and I had my books on me, and I asked her, I very humbly asked her if she would mind autographing them for me, and she said that she was flattered that I asked, and she very kindly signed them for me. She was very sweet. She did have a mask on. I totally wanted to hug her just because she was so pleasant, but I didn't. She again had her mask on, so she's obviously being cautious. And even though I'm thoroughly vaccinated and updated and all that good stuff, just wanted to be careful. But she was just precious. And in fact, at the end of this video, I did record the ribbon cutting, so I'll let you watch that if you like. And again, we're kind of towards the end of the museum, or the kind of museum area of the visitor center, and it's just really well done. They've done a lot with a small amount of space, but if you go through here and read everything, it's going to take you a little while. Yeah, look at the view out there. Yeah. Anyway, I do have some other video up about other parts of the gorge. If you want to look at those, just search my YouTube channel. I did put one up about just kind of driving around the area, and I mentioned the Nada Tunnel, which according to Tread the Red, I'm mispronouncing. It's actually Nada Tunnel. So I did not know that. There's a look over, over towards the right. There's the gift shop, and actually Susie, I believe, is right among that cluster of people. And then we're outside of the visitor center. There you see Smokey Bear. And when I was in Washington at a visitor center, they told me Smokey Bear, not Smokey the Bear. So that was a lot of fun. Anyway, I'm going to shut up now, and I'm going to let you watch the ribbon cutting presentation. So I hope you enjoyed this video and get out to the gorge. Thanks.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you're fine.
Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you so much for joining us out here at the Gladie Visitor Center. We are so happy that you all can make it out here for us to be able to open the doors to the public again. Nobody really expected 2 years ago when they closed for the season it would be another 2 years before the doors were open again. So we are incredibly excited, blessed, and honored to be able to open the doors to all of you again.
So as you all know, none of us would be here today if it weren't for the late great Don Fig, who had a tremendous part in championing this building in 2004. He had an illustrious career with the Forest Service of over 40 years, and he was dedicated to his craft. And so even though he could not be here with us today, we do have his lovely wife Susie, and we would love for her to cut the ribbon for us and reopen this place to the public.
We fully intend to be able to honor the legacy of Don Fig as much as we can and bring Gladie back to the glory that it was originally. And so we appreciate all of you guys being able to come out here and make this a reality for all of us. So with that being said, let's get it done. Like, Susie, we will let you hold those scissors. You guys around. We'll come over here.
Yeah, you guys get right up back there. We'll take care of it. Okay.
Keep doing it.
All right. Without further ado, Miss Susie Fig.
Where do you buy scissors?
All right. Everyone, feel free to stay, hang out as much as you like, be able to visit the visitor center, check out some retail stuff. If you have not been over to the field where the cabin and the barn are, please make your way over there and see all the beautiful EKU students and the learning centers that they have set up. And hope you come back again and again for all the educational programming we will have.
Before we leave, hey, we're going to go up to Red River.
I love smoking.